Hello. Actually 5 a.m. here. I haven't slept all night, so good to be back after a long time with you guys. Yeah, it's been like 4 weeks or 3 weeks, as you said. Sprint race gonna be crazy anyway, you know, because everyone's gonna be desperate to overtake. They don't have so much time to do. I would recommend you, if there's a safety car on lap 1, you should pit and go for mediums to the end of the race. I think it will work. Okay, thanks. Good luck in the race.
Alright, medium hard strat it is.
Yup, medium soft. Medium hard won't work. And welcome everyone to PAFR Round 11 on the Singapore Grand Prix here at Marina Bay Circuit. Long time since I'm commentating in Division 2. I'm David, your commentator. It's been almost around a month. I'm gonna be back at Division 2. Not been here since the Belgian Grand Prix. No, sorry, the Dutch Grand Prix was the last race I commentated long time ago on this division. Now I'm very happy to be back. Had a bit of issues, couldn't be here 1 week because I was on vacation. Then I was commentating on Division 3 for the Italian Grand Prix. And finally we had a week of break last weekend. So finally I can be back for the Singapore Grand Prix. And well, we've already got started. We have many people already out of the pit lane, and we are gonna try something totally different today. We are not gonna do a 50% race. Instead, we are gonna do a 25% race. Will be a sprint, so we'll be done very quickly today. In my opinion, I would like to see the 50% race, but because, well, it's more racing. Obviously it's 25% in my opinion is a bit short, even it's Singapore, and I know the reason. It's difficult track, still testing on the new game, but well, it can still be a very interesting race, but that's only my opinion as commentator. And well, my job is to check into these guys and see who will be the fastest and the more consistent on track today. We see that Iron Apple's already starting his flying lap on the medium compound of tire, and now he gets blocked by Eat My Dust, who's just coming out of the pit lane. And I don't know what Stuart would say about that, because Eat My Dust blocked him because he was just on the exit of the pit lane. But I think Eat My Dust still should be aware of Iron Apple coming on a flying lap, so I think that would be more on Eat My Dust's fault for blocking Iron Apple on his lap. We're gonna follow now John Fans on the Alfa Romeo, starting the second DRS zone. Gonna do a 27.2 on sector 1. Finishing sector 2, he's gonna do a 1.5.6. Still, we don't have any time set on this qualifying. Now, Iron Apple does set a lap, but I think that lap's definitely not gonna be good because he got completely blocked. So it's a 37.9. Now, Deck Paint, actually, Iron Apple hasn't done any bad on those medium tires, and even with the blocking, 6 tenths behind Deck Paint on the softs, while he's on the medium tires. John Fans now taking the finish line at 39.2. I wonder if he wasn't pushing in that lap, or why has he done a so bad time. Now the other Aston Martin goes into second place, Ben, at 37.9. Then Womack's and the mediums just a bit behind, sorry, almost a second behind Iron Apple, 138.8. Vanilla, I think new guy. I don't remember Vanilla in the previous races, so probably a debutant today in the Haas at 138.5 on the soft tires. Teague goes into third, 137.4 on the softs. Deck Paint, by the way, dominating this qualifying only by 52 thousandths of a second in front of Flash. And I'm gonna go on board with Armand, who is also a new driver today, which is the only driver who doesn't have a time who is on a flying lap, because there are two more drivers, but they have invalidated already. So Armand on the Alpine doing already on sector 3. Let's check the pace of this new driver. Going on board with him into the final sector and gonna take the finish line, and he's gonna set into P4. Not bad at all. He does a 137.7 that puts him 4 tenths behind Deck Paint, currently on P1. And I think we have a bit of a calm moment on this qualifying, because there's no one really on a flying lap. I think Famrod, well, he has invalidated again. And Freestyler, I think he's on an in lap, because I don't think he has enough fuel to do, nor ERS to do another flying lap. So I think he is on an in lap. Eat My Dust coming again out of the pit lane on the medium tires. But being a sprint race, I really wouldn't recommend the mediums, because what can I say? I don't want to be harsh, but there's probably gonna be a safety car very soon, and if there's a safety car, you wanna pit for the medium tires and try to go to the end of the race. And so you can do that. You have to be on the soft, start the race on the soft, because you can't do a medium strategy. So I think the soft will be the most recommended, or unless you wanna risk thinking that there's not gonna be a safety car. And if that's what you think, I think you are very optimistic, my friend. I'm gonna go on board now with AA Arin. Well, he's changed his name many times. We'll call him Arin this time, as his real name. We're on board with him in his first flying lap. Hasn't been able to set a time yet. Now we see Eat My Dust go on the mediums into second place. Again, I'm not sure if that's the correct strategy, but let's see if this guy can make it work. We have Arin, who's gonna finish his lap and gonna place himself into P1, 5 tenths in front of Deckpain. That's a massive time by Arin, a guy that usually isn't the top guy in qualifying. Today on Singapore has done a surprising lap, being more than half a second in front of second place Deckpaint, who is now gonna respond, and we have a Ferrari crashed. And that would be primetime Ras. And Famrod's DNF'd. Famrod has DNF'd qualifying. Has he crashed? Yeah, there is his crash car, and now this makes Vanilla go into the wall to avoid the crash car of Famrod. And Famrod's left this session. Should I invite him back? I'm gonna send a quick invite to Famrod because I hope he hasn't rage quit and just had some connection problem. Oh, and he's here. I don't need to invite him anymore. Famrod's back in the lobby. We have 6 more minutes of qualifying. We can see it's very close as it usually is. Arin dominating. Now Iron Apple decided to go for the soft tires. 3 temps down behind Arin on second place. Deck Paint still, we are waiting for his response. He is currently on an out lap. We have King Marui who has put himself up into 5th place. Going with Deck Paint, about to start his flying lap, probably his last run. Gonna go on board with him during all this lap. Tick goes now into second place, 3 temps behind Arin. Now, whoa, Deck Paint lost, very close to lose the car there. Definitely lost some temps, or at least thousands, into that part of the track. Because of that tiny slide he had. Thankfully he saved his car. Gonna finish sector 1 and let's see if he's able to improve anything. Yeah, he's actually improving even with the mistake. But now he's gonna invalidate. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen because he went completely wide. And well, that's the end of his lap. Let's hope he has enough fuel for another one. We still have 3 people who haven't set a lap. That will be Euge, Primetime Ras, and Juventino, who's still in the pit lane. Oh, has Arin done his flying lap on the mediums? Is he really 3/10 in front with the medium tires? No, I think he's not. No, I'm sorry, I got completely wrong. He's done that lap on the soft tires. I was very close to get completely scared. But no, Arin has done his lap on the soft compound of tires. And well, this time I'm gonna go back on board with Deck Paint, who's starting another flying lap, and this time it will really be his last shot, but unfortunately he'll meet a bit of traffic. But no, not so unfortunately, they let him pass easily without causing him any trouble. Now improving 2 temps in Sector 1, 2.5 tenths only in Sector 1. Deck Paint definitely going for that pole position. But he's now met a bit of traffic in front. I think it's a Haas. No, it's King Marui on the Alpine. and only able to improve 1/10 in this second sector, so I think it's not looking so good for him. He won't be able to be on pole as it's going now. It all will depend in this final sector how good he can make it, how fast he can go through these very slow corners Singapore has on his final sector. Now into the last corner. Can Deck Paint be on pole position? No, he can't. Only able to improve 1/10 into 4th place. And that's the end of qualifying for him. And Eugen Juventino won't be able to set a lap time because they are still in the pit lane. There's not any time enough to go out and try again. Primetime Raz, I think he's gone into 5th place just now. I think Erin will keep the pole position and Iron Apple very close to taking away that. But 13 thousandths of a second separate him from Erin. That was so close, definition. But I think Erin is holding into this pole. I don't see anyone getting a better time than him. And even if they do, Erin will improve that. A lot of people are already retiring, most of the people in the pit lane right now. So I really don't think Erin has any competition in this battle for pole position. Now he has invalidated his lap, so this puts him at least a bit vulnerable against someone improving his lap time. He won't be able to improve anymore. Deck Paint coming into the pit lane. Can King Merui defeat Arin? I don't think so, but we'll have to wait until the final moment. I'm more with King Merui. No, he's been going very slow. That's it. Can Flash, his teammate, ruin pole position for Arin? I think he can't. Only improving 1/10 as I've seen in Sector 2. Oh, and he's actually done! Flash actually taken away pole position from his teammate Erin. Well, that would be unfortunate for Erin in some way because he's lost pole, but they instead have a Red Bull 1-2. And it was by only 50 thousandths of a second. That was so close. And Erin now may feel bad for having invalidated that final run, which I think if he had completed, he would definitely have improved his time and kept that pole as I said initially. But it's a Red Bull 1-2, it's a good result for the team, but it's not a good result for Erin, who had the pole on the bag and because of a mistake on his final lap wasn't able to improve and defend his pole position. So it's gonna be Flash who will be on pole position today for this sprint race at Singapore. Red Bull 1-2. What will the other team say about that in the race? We're about to find out. coming into the race now, we are gonna go into the formation lap. I think someone ready it up, and that was very quick ready up. But we'll get going very soon, and it's gonna be a crazy race, I have to say. I won't lie, I won't be optimistic. I think it will be complete carnage. During, especially on the start of the race, or starting by that point, if drivers manage to do a clean race, I definitely have to recognize them from them, and congratulate them if they do so for keeping a clean race on a track like Singapore, and a very short race where everyone will be um, hurried up, trying to win places, fighting very hard as soon as they can, because they don't have enough laps or time to take it patiently. They will be on attack mode because it's only 15 laps of racing on Singapore today. And people out of the top 10, we have 6 of them on the mediums and we have 4 of them on the softs. In this case, I think starting on the softs is the better strategy because of a possible safety car on lap 1, which what you would like to do is pit immediately and change into the mediums and go to the end of the race. But this has also played perfectly in the hands of the Red Bull team, because being teammates, they will take the start very very calmly. They won't be in attack mode. Aaron won't try to attack hardly his teammate Flash unless he gets a much better start than him. They'll be more defensive, trying to keep their places. And well, this is a big advantage in a carnage race like Singapore is, having the two teammates together, so they play the safe game and won't be on complete attack mode all the time. And well, we're about to get started with this race. 20 drivers, full grid today. Let's see how much will survive. How many of these drivers will survive into this race. Lights coming at any moment. Everyone has formed, take their spots in the grid. We are gonna get going with this sprint race at Singapore. 5 lights, 4 lights, 3 lights, 2 lights, 1 light. Lights out and away we go. And the Red Bulls get a very good start. No, actually Flash gets a very poor start. Already overtaken by Iron Apple. Taps a bit his back. Now going outside of the track, trying to regain his place. Flash got a very very poor start. Aaron quickly takes the lead of the race, but now Iron Apple will be on. Aaron's attack is so close to him. He has the slipstream, he has the ERS. What, can Aaron defend his place? No, looks he won't be able to. Is Iron Apple gonna send it down the inside? Yes, he will. Iron Apple sends the move, forcing a bit Aaron off the track, but Aaron managed to hold him now by the outside. Flash tries to retake his place from Iron Apple, but unable to do it. Nothing changed. Aaron leads, followed by Iron Apple, followed by Flash. We surprisingly haven't had any safety cars. Iron Apple is in complete attack mode, and I think the race is gonna be between these 3 drivers. Aaron, Iron Apple and Flash will be the drivers today, fighting for the win of the race. on board with Iron Apple, which is so close to Erin. I don't see Erin defending this place when DRS gets enabled, at least if the difference continues like it's now. Oh, and Iron Apple spins! Iron Apple spins out of the last corner, and that's done for Red Bull Team Dem. Iron Apple has completely messed his race. Thankfully hasn't got any damage, but look at that, he's down into 11th place, trying to fight against the Alfa Romeo of Red. Then Vanilla, his teammate, didn't even make it easy for him. It's now completely Red Bull domination, 1-2 for Red Bull team. Then comes John Fans, but I'm not sure if John Fans will be able to cause a bit of trouble to the Red Bull guys. Undercut also very powerful on this track, so we'll have to be paying attention into that as well. Oh, and we have a very bad accident. That's Red Dog. I've just cocked that, and there's a Berto safety car. Vanilla has completely destroyed his front wing. I got a bit distracted and didn't catch completely the accident, but it was hard accident between Vanilla and Red Dog. Red Dog is already out of this race, and I think someone's gonna pit, try to go for the aggressive strategy with this Berto safety car. Even it's not a full safety car, but I think at least someone will try to do it. Let's see who will that be. No one will be able to do it because safety cars left when drivers hadn't catch the pit lane entry. So forget about what I said. And look at this, Flash so close to his teammate Erin. Is there gonna be any team orders here? They have a 1.6 second gap to John Fans. As I said, I didn't think that John Fans was gonna challenge the Red Bulls today. And not trying to overtake his teammate Flash, Holtz not using his ERS. I'm on board now with King Maru. He's trying to overtake Eat My Dust, who's won 4 places on the start of the race with the medium common of tires. So if really safety car doesn't come out, which it's so surprising it hasn't, strategy can play perfectly for Eat My Dust. We keep following this fight for the lead between Flash and Arin. Battle, if we can call it that way, because they are teammates. They are trying to help each other, but Flash looks to have much more pace than Arin does. And now he lets him pass. Arin gave the place to Flash. We'll see if he decides to give that position back again or not. But John Fans has started to catch with them. What they need to do is not let John Fans get into their DRS. Now Tick is on John Fans' DRS, gonna try to send it down the inside. He goes, and It My Dust, look at that, trying to go completely around the outside, but unable to get the overtake done. 1max6 now the fastest lap of the race. And look at that, In My Dust looking down, Tick's inside, Both leave enough room for each other, but Itmaida still not so confident to make the move, not trying to take so much risks. And I think he can have this race on the bag actually, because the gap between him and our race leader Flash is not big, and he is on the mediums while Flash is on the softs. So he can extend and have the fresher and faster tires by the end of the race. And look at this, Tick starts with the pit lane entries. Tick's gonna go for the undercut. Those softs probably are starting to die for everyone now. Tick will go for the medium tires, trying to go, definitely going to the end of the race. No two stops in a sprint race. But now he has to push as hard as he can, and we have an accident by SMTH, who is round in sector 1. Tick coming out of the pit lane. We have to check the gap between him and the race leader. It's 29 seconds between Tick and Flash. Now he's gonna meet a bit of traffic. He has his teammate in front, who's also pitted. Both Ferraris have pitted already. And look at that, how much they are closing. From what was 29 seconds, now tick down into 28.4. He's closing that gap insanely quickly. So definitely the Red Bulls have to stop on this lap, or they have a complete risk of losing that place into the Ferrari drivers. To be honest, I don't see the the Red Bull drivers pitting and coming ahead of the Ferrari guys. Now there goes Flash decides to stay out. Erin does come into the pit lane. John Fans comes into the pit lane as well. Undercut is very powerful around Singapore, and I have to check where Primetime Raz is gonna be when Arin comes out of the pit lane. Arin already on the exit, but Primetime Raz, here he comes. Sets the fastest lap of the race. Tick behind, and where is Arin gonna come? He's gonna come behind both Ferrari drivers, and that's what I was saying. Undercut is very powerful round here at Singapore. Arin is actually 2.5 seconds behind Tick. Look how powerful the undercut is round Singapore, and I think Flash lead is gonna be completely gone now, because gap between him and Primetime Raz 24.8 seconds. That gap is gonna do anything more than complete go drop and drop and drop. And yup, I think Flash messed it there with staying out. But well, he'll have a bit fresher tires, but he's gonna lose a lot of places when he comes out of the pit lane. And Eat My Dust has shortened the gap, which was, if I'm not wrong, more than 2 seconds, into only a 1.2 behind Flash. Flash now dives into the pit lane. Eat My Dust will stay out to take the lead of the race, but tires will also start to drop, and the guys on the fresher component of tires will start subtracting that gap. So Eat My Dust will have to prepare everything for his final stint on the softs, and he's definitely gonna have to fly, be a complete airplane on those final laps of this race. I think Flash should drop behind his teammate. And they come out side by side. Flash just comes in front of teammate Erin. And look at this, we actually have a very interesting battle for the lead right now, because Eat My Dust isn't the only one on the mediums. Famrod just behind has so good... Oh, and he spins. Famrod spins. And I think he used reset track, which probably will be a penalty. I don't think game resets you automatically if you spin in that corner. I just knew that happened in the final corner at Brazil, but didn't know it happened at Singapore, so probably Farmers use the reset track option, which probably will be a penalty after the race. So with my dust leads going into the half of this Grand Prix, leads and has a 20-second lead in front of Primetime Raz, who will be his rival for the win today. Because Primetime Raz has already stopped, he will be in slower tires on the final laps of the race. Now the question is, when does Eat My Dust think about pitting, and how much laps he will have to recover all that distance and try to go for the win of this race. Famrod is into the pit lane going for the soft tires. Those tires probably will be much dead by the end of the race, as he's pit a bit early for being a medium runner. And look at this, Flash has fallen into 17th place. What happened to Flash? I don't know, but he's more than a minute behind the race leader, so I completely missed that. Flash, our pole sitter, from starting on pole, racecast transformed into a complete nightmare for him. Down into P17 and more than a minute behind the race leader. So Primetime Raz is your virtual leader now, leading being 18.4 seconds behind Eat My Dust, who still has to pit. Then we have Teak, teammate of Ferrari. We can have a Ferrari 1-2 today. The Ferrari have played their strategy brilliantly. At the moment, at least, we don't know how the race will end. But at the moment, Ferrari played that strategy so well. And Eat My Dust now picks a 3-second time penalty, which will complicate his race. And Armand pits already into the soft tires. Eat My Dust think about extending even more those mediums. We will have 6 more laps. If he pits on this lap, he will only have 5 laps to recover all that time. I think he won't be in contention for the win anymore. He has to make up a lot of time, and there just isn't enough. Eat My Dust leads now 16 seconds in front of Primetime Raz. Definitely he's out of contention for this win unless there's a safety car, but even if there is, he'll have it so difficult. And no, we don't even have to talk about that anymore. He's now gone into the pit lane. Vanilla's DNF the race. This is gonna bring out a safety car. Yes, it is. It was the perfect timing for Eat My Dust to come into the pit lane. And now we'll come out with the soft compound of tire. Someone else gonna take the risk and beat Primetime Rush actually stays out. And I think he's messed it completely there. Primetime Rush, who had the win on the bag, now has done a complete disaster by staying out. He should have pitted for those fresh set of soft tires. I think that has been a complete disaster from part of Primetime Rush. But time will tell. The safety car probably will be leaving around. We'll have 2 more laps of racing, so if he can hold into his lead, there won't be any more DRS. He's gonna have to fight for that place as if he was fighting for his life, because even with no DRS, traction the soft runners will have will be way much better than him and those degraded mediums. And I'm falling asleep with this safety car on track. It's so boring. I hope we get the race in the next lap, because it's not gonna be so boring to be down with this safety car. And I haven't slept all night, so I'm very sleepy right now, but have still 4 more laps to go. But safety car making it a bit boring right now. There's no watching on track. All the strategies have been already played. We'll see who has picked the best one. Eat My Dust has been saved by the safety car, now is in contention again for the win of this race. He just needs to overtake Primetime Raz, pull away a 3-second gap, and he'll have the win on the bag. But that's easier to say than to do. It will depend on his skills to overtake around a difficult track like Singapore. And safety car is gonna go out on this lap. Actually, we will have 1 lap of DRS. That will be the final lap. this makes things even more difficult for Primetime Raz, who has now to defend for his life on those old set of medium tires. So I really think he has very low chances of winning this race. Holding into that lead will be very difficult for him. Now Primetime Raz relaunched the race. Eat My Dust on the attack with the soft component of tire. Primetime Raz doesn't need to go down the inside. Still, Eat My Dust was very far behind. RFL now DNFs the race. No safety car will come out because we only have 3 more laps to go. Eat My Dust hasn't been able to overtake Primetime Raz. So actually Primetime Raz can think about winning this race still. Look at that defensive move Primetime Raz is doing to keep Eat My Dust behind. Eat My Dust now tries to go around the outside, but they made a bit of contact. Not sure if there was any damage because of that. Now there he sends it down the inside. Hits Primetime Raz. Is there any damage for the Ferrari driver? Eat My Dust takes the lead of the race in what could be a bit of a polemic move, because I don't know if he caused any damage, but firstly, I think Primetime Raz also defended very hard in that first part of the track. So maybe a bit of a discussion after the race. And actually, as it's going now, it's gonna be still Primetime Raz will win this race, because there's 3 seconds. It might has 3-second time penalty. We only have 1 more lap to go. It might does what he needs to do is try to take him away of his DRS. If Primetime Raz DRS, then it's all complicated for It My Dust if he wants to hold into the win of this race. 1.1 second, I think is gonna be very difficult that Primetime Raz wins this race as things are going now. It can actually be John Fans who wins this race. Time will tell. Final lap of the race. Who's gonna be the winner of this Singapore Grand Prix sprint race that give us a very good entertainment. Primetime Raz covers the outside, weaves a bit in the middle of the straight. It Might Does at the moment doesn't even have the podium. We have a yellow flag, and that is Flash, who after a great lap on qualifying, race has been a complete chaos, complete disaster for him. Primetime Raz, as it's going now, is gonna be the winner of the Singapore Grand Prix. Last sector for these drivers is 2 seconds the gap between Primetime Rush and Eat My Dust. Eat My Dust won't hold into the win of this race. He will receive now the checker flag, but with only 2.3 seconds ahead of his rival, it's gonna be Primetime Rush who will win the Singapore Grand Prix. John Fant will take second place on this race. Eat My Dust takes third, completes finally the podium. Famrod takes fourth, Tick takes P5. Interesting sprint race. Definitely wasn't a result I would have expected before the race. I thought it was gonna be Red Bull domination. Finally it wasn't. The undercut was so powerful around this track. And that aggressive strategy from Primetime Rush it's what has given him the win today at Singapore. And I think the lobby has glitched because it's not going forward, so I'm gonna say goodbye now because I have to go. And well, congratulations to Primetime Rush for his win. Oh, there the lobby is going, but anyway, I think I have to finish the stream just now. Congratulations to the 3 guys on the podium: Primetime Rush, Jump Fans, Eat My Dust. And this will be everything for today. See you next weekend. Goodbye.